Come and join.
G'day, Richard. How are you, mate? Have a seat.
Great, Raj.
Raj and
Yes.
Mike.
Yep.
Let me just go tick Rosie, Richard.
It says here you're a Wildman, but I think
That's
that's your
it.
last name.
I'm a Wildman.
Yeah, the Wildman.
Now you need to put that underneath your chin.
Oh, we on?
We
We're
are
on
live
right now.
streaming
See that red light?
on
That means it's all
Facebook.
go. Yeah, Facebook
That's
Live.
Very good.
Yeah, and you've just come down from showcasing yourself.
Start-up
I
showcase.
have.
Yeah.
How did it
5
go?
minutes of
Was it
pressure.
pitch time?
Not really a pitch. It was just more about talking about a little bit about what we do.
Okay.
Essentially, some practice for pitching.
Ah,
That's good.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. Well,
But first-
before we get into all of that, we've
Some
only
more
got the one. The one. No, this is the easiest thing in the world.
Give us
Mate.
your titties. No, I'm kidding.
What makes you happy?
What makes me happy?
And you're gonna feel. What makes us happy is when you put the microphone near your face.
Right.
Excellent.
That's good. We're happy.
Yeah. What makes you happy?
What makes me happy? One of the things that makes me the most happy is going to the beach in New Zealand. So,
Good call. Yeah.
yeah, essentially, that's why I've set up Knode and been driving it, because it allows me to spend a bit more time with family and do those sort of things. So, a bit more freedom in life.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Freedom in life. There's a.
That's nice.
That's a makes me happy
Hit the
too.
beach. Freedom.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell people about Knode, and you can do this as formal as you like, or you can drop in swear words and do whatever you want.
Sweet.
Like
so-
your regular pitch, just whatever.
Yeah, so Knode essentially is it's a way for farmers to monitor kind of critical assets on their farm. So we collect data points on different infrastructure on the farm. So
Okay.
that might be your water infrastructure, soil properties, environmental conditions.
Yeah.
Then we sort of transport all that data into our platform, and we do that with sort of the latest and greatest IoT networks.
That low ran.
Yeah, so we use LoRaWAN or WAN, or
Yeah.
however you want to say it, and Sigfox. We've got NB-IoT coming into play. There's a couple of other small players, but essentially we use all of them.
Yep. That's the way to go. Yeah.
Why
We don't
not?
care.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they all have their strengths and weaknesses. So what we've found is it's not really a one-size-fits-all.
Okay. Yeah.
So we sort of built Knode in the cloud to kind of absorb whatever technology we need to use to fit the problem. So we then take that data, we apply it to the problem we're trying to solve, which in farming, specific to water, is the farmers want to know when they have a leak, and they want to be notified of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is if you have a pretty serious water leak on your farm, it can take up to 2 days to catch up on your water supply. During that time, that could have an impact on production. And essentially it's just a pain in the ass going around the farm trying to find water leaks.
It would be, eh? I mean,
Divining
it's so big.
things and.
Mate,
It's
divining,
it's all underneath, isn't it?
My old man tries to divine
Excellent.
to try and find
What's the
all the
success rate
water
on
pipes
that?
that
Yeah.
he put in like 30 years ago.
I wonder where I put them.
Mate, there's so many holes around now that because like his
So it's
divining's
not working out really well. The hit rate's not
divining's
brilliant.
not that accurate. Yeah.
No.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
that, eh?
Yeah. Well, supposedly it's accurate for Russell Crowe, but
Well, did he do it?
the water diviner.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I think you'll find that was a movie, not a documentary.
Right.
Hey?
Yeah, sorry to tell you that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how do you get you got sensors? You're sticking things in grounds and sticking things up
Yeah,
pipes.
like the sensors aren't new. So sensing technology hasn't changed much. So you can have a flow meter that measures flow. You can have an ultrasonic sensor that measures the level of something. What has changed is how you then take those readings and send that data into the cloud.
So I know not all, but most, farms have that already. The sensing stuff.
No.
No. So they generally don't have anything. So the sensors are like, oh yeah, well we can get you that for 20 cents from China.
Yeah, well, that depends if you want it to last longer than a couple of months or not.
Well, there you go.
But,
Don't get it from China.
so some farms already have systems in place.
Yeah.
Some farms have some sensors, but they're not taking the data off them.
And doing much with it, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
like it'll
anything.
have a dial on it that they might read the numbers off
Yes,
or whatever.
exactly.
It's not that valuable though, is it? You need more.
Depends what you want out of it.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot easier when you can just be sitting at home and look on your tablet or whatever and know exactly what's happening around your farm instead of driving
cool.
everywhere. So,
It's looking for the thing.
Yeah.
And is Knode spelled Knode?
It is
For
spelled
those
that
that
way.
are currently
Trying to Google it right
Google
now.
it or trying to go there, Knode.
Node.co.nz. Knode because you know with nodes.
You know a nodes.
KNO for knowledge.
Yep.
And NODE for nodes. There you go. It's obvious,
Isn't it?
isn't it? Did you come up with that?
Oh, I might claim that, yeah.
Bottle of wine? A few beers?
A few beers, mate. Yeah,
And all you do is you go in and go, oh, that one's taken. Oh, that one's taken. Node. We're in!
He's been through
We're
that.
in!
Yeah.
I do think we got access granted for,
That's
fucking-
true.
for this, mate. Exactly what we did.
That's how it was actually formed between 4 mates from school.
Oh,
so
really?
There's a lot of
Cool.
beers in between. And
Yeah.
It's
working
the
it
only
all
way
out,
good
yeah.
productivity is based on beers.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so it's out there now. So far, as someone who's watching this now, can they go, well, I want it.
They can.
They can come and they have no sensors. Do you provide the whole kit and caboodle?
Yeah, so essentially a lot of our resource goes into the online data collection, chopping up the data, getting some insight out of it.
Yeah.
But out of necessity, we're supplying the full end-to-end solution. So we can tell you what hardware you need, source it for you, get it installed. But there's so much of the stuff being built now that it'll be its own marketplace in like 2 years.
Right.
So you'll just be able to go into Wrightson's or FarmSource or whatever and just pick it up off the shelf.
Yeah.
And connect into the cloud.
So you go, look, we'll do it for you now because, this might
It's
be
all
new
for
to
them.
you.
Yeah. Right.
But really, pop down to the shops and buy it yourself, stick it all in.
Eventually, that's
Yeah.
the dream, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Then your service just sits on top.
Yeah, so you might go down the node aisle, Node, and then you can choose whether or not to connect those to Node.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at the moment, does it just do the water flow and the leaks?
That's our focus area.
Yeah.
So water's every farm has water, so it's a good place to start. But it actually just does anything you can think of.
Yeah.
Like the technology's in getting that sensor data to the cloud. So if you have a sensor, that might be for leaf wetness, humidity, temperature, soil moisture, soil
Leaf
temp,
wetness.
whatever. Yeah, leaf wetness.
Okay.
That's the thing.
It's a
It's a thing, but I
did you
never
know?
thought it was managed. Oh, you're thinking tree leaves.
yeah. No, I'm thinking of pasture.
Uh,
Is that right? Is that how
Well,
it all works?
like in a vineyard where you've got like
Right,
a
yeah.
leafy vine or whatever.
But I never heard it in that term.
You
You know,
can
that term
put a,
forward. yeah.
I've
Sensor
never
in
felt
there.
so much like I've come from the city as in that moment.
Yeah.
That was that
What's
moment
leaf
then.
Mate, you don't know what leaf wetness is. Where are you from, Townie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah, man.
So yeah, I mean, like if you can think of something you want to measure, you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The tricky part then comes in gaining insight from it.
Yes.
We can go and measure whatever we want, but you need to turn that into something that's valuable, right?
So the sensor goes up, and at the moment, so if someone said, I have a problem, what's another common problem, non-water related? Before I
So
make a
another
twat of myself again.
common problem is knowing when to spread your effluent.
Beautifully put.
Yes.
Every morning. Regular as clockwork, mate, but go on.
Every morning at 2 p.m.
That's right.
So you can get data points about how much it's rained and what the soil moisture is doing, how full your effluent tank is, and that can just start to aid you in decisions around how you spread your effluent.
Yeah.
But another thing is as simple as temperature of your milk. If you're a dairy farm, you might want to know what the temperature of that milk is going into your vats and to meet compliance or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Wow.
So all of those problems, because the data's being collected, then the next, I suppose, the layer on top of that is, well, we can then solve problems on that. Yes, we've got one specific focus. But
I guess the method that we've developed in collecting the data, we can then apply to other areas,
Yeah.
right? The next step is like, can Knode start making some decisions for you?
Uh-huh.
So we've got this massive leak. You've just sat down for dinner. It's usually this is when the leaks happen.
Oh, yes.
Cool, that's
Right.
right. Yeah,
You
Murphy's
get a
Law.
text message from Knode saying, "Hey, this line's blowing out. Do you want to shut it off for the night?" Yeah. Close the valve. No more problems.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
Or-
that's the
Yeah,
direction.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even, I've shut it off.
I've shut it off, but at least I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next as well.
Because
order
I
a new
know,
one.
I know it's 7 and that's when you have your dinner.
Yeah.
Turn your
Because-
phone off, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, some people do.
Yeah, turn your phone off. I know I
Yeah,
can't get in
yeah.
touch with you because I tried 5 times before and I haven't done it. So I've shut it off for you.
Yeah, so that's like
cool.
a bit of the direction we're going in. Yeah, sort of taking a bit of that operational burden away. Yeah, and that's in the ag space. Like, there's so much application
That's amazing.
outside
Wicked.
of that. Yeah,
Sure, yeah, yeah,
So how long
right.
to be going?
1 year.
So 1 year. So, and the 4 still part of it, or?
Yep.
Yep. And is it 4 of you cracking into it?
So I'm full time into it
Okay.
as of about January this year.
Wow.
The other 3 are involved with their own businesses.
Yeah.
But yeah, we regularly work on it together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's it like?
Amazing.
Good.
Yeah, you enjoying it?
It's great because you have like your old schoolmates around the board table, like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
having some robust discussions. But yeah, bloody good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Where do you want to go for it? So if we met you next year, what would you hope to be able to say to us? This happened.
I would love to be able to tell you that we'd developed our AI to start predicting problems before they happened.
That's a nice thing. So not that it has happened, and not even this has happened, but I've done something about it for you. This is likely to happen 7 o'clock on Saturday afternoon.
Exactly. Based on what we're
Do
seeing
something.
in your data,
Yeah.
you can expect to have a water leak at 2 p.m. So it's a good
Predictive
idea
leaks.
to check your troughs
Yeah.
and check all your stuff. Essentially, like being able to put a risk profile around the operating environment, so that when guys log in the morning, they can say, "Hey, all signs point to this."
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
And you need to focus on over there, not what you were going to do today. That will be fantastic.
But we just need a lot of data before we can
Yeah. Right, yeah.
make some inroads there. But yeah, that's the goal, mate. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Nice.
So for these people to be able to do this, Knode, and I'm pointing at you, and particularly if you're out in the agricultural field, which would be interesting to see if we're actually got any agricultural people watching, you need to get sensors out there and you need to work with this data now so that you can help make this happen. And when you want to get in touch with them, how do they get in touch with you?
Basically, probably the best way is just to go onto our website. So that's Knode, knode.co.nz. There's a form on there. Just fill that out. There's a box there. Just put some commentary in. If you just want to know a little bit more about it, we can get back to you and potentially help you out.
And where are you based?
I'm based up in Auckland.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we do a majority of our work is around the Waikato.
Yeah.
But actually, we do stuff all over. So sort of travelling around a bit. Yeah.
Nice.
That's fun.
Wow, that's great.
Excellent. Thank you so much for
time,
taking us
mate.
through that.
Yeah.
Good
No
luck.
worries. Appreciate it, guys.
Oh,
Not
that's
a problem.
Great.
All right.
Yeah, cheers, man.
All right.
We'll take that off. Yeah.
Excellent, mate.
Thanks. I appreciate your time. That's great. Yes, drop.